Should the Denver Broncos trade for Chicago Bears linebacker Roquan Smith? Hello everyone and welcome to Denver Broncos Syndicate, part of the Sports Syndicate family of channels where we are dedicated to bringing you content about our favorite sports teams. I am your host, Gage Madrid. Before we jump in, if you could just leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the notification bell, that would be awesome. We are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the beginning of the regular season, and your likes really do help push this content out to fellow members of Broncos country. A huge topic of discussion amongst fans and media alike is if the Denver Broncos should make a move to trade for two-time All-Pro linebacker Roquan Smith from the Chicago Bears. Smith, a former first-round pick of the Bears in 2018, recently requested a trade after new Bears regime, led by GM Ryan Poles and head coach Matt Eberflus, have refused to meet his contract demands to this point. Smith said in a statement that the last thing he wants to do is leave Chicago, as he has developed a deep fondness for both the city and organization where he has spent the first 4 seasons of his career. At the same time, Smith also recognizes his market value and appears to be willing to force his way out of Chicago if necessary to get his money that he deserves. Although Ryan Poles has been adamant that they are still trying to get a deal done with Smith's camp, you have to imagine that he could become available for the right asking price, especially for a Chicago Bears team that is in the midst of a full-blown rebuild. With another high-name off-ball linebacker potentially available on the market, that will always tickle the fancy of the sector of Broncos country that is always looking to upgrade at that position. So, should the Denver Broncos make a move for Roquan Smith? Short answer, no. First of all, the Broncos simply don't have the draft capital to acquire a player of Smith's caliber after trading away a good chunk of our assets to Seattle for Russell Wilson. GM George Paton is someone who likes to possess as many draft picks as possible. He has said previously that he views the draft board somewhat similar to a dartboard, and the more darts or picks that you have, the greater chance that you have of hitting. Paton likes to have at least 10 picks in his tool belt, and currently the Broncos only have 5 draft picks in the 2023 draft. 2 third-round picks, and then a 4th, 5th, and 7th round pick. Paton is looking to add draft capital, not trade away what little that we have, and on top of that, give Roquan the contract extension that he is looking for. Speaking of, the Broncos only currently have $11 million in available cap space, and they also have the looming extension of Russell Wilson to think about. Despite now having a cash-rich owner in the building, there is only so much salary cap manipulation that you can do. You can only kick it down the road so far, and eventually you are going to have to pay the piper. On top of not having the draft capital to acquire Roquan Smith, they also don't have the financial capital. Smith earned a second-team All-Pro selection in 2020 after recording 139 total tackles and 3 total turnovers. He followed that up with another second-team All-Pro appearance last season after recording 163 tackles and 1 interception. It's not that I don't really like Roquan as a player, it's just that I don't feel he's the right fit for the Denver Broncos, especially given what we'd have to give up to acquire him. The Broncos believe that they have a solid starting tandem at off-ball linebacker with Josie Jewell and Jonas Griffith. Behind them on the team's unofficial depth chart sit guys such as Justin Cernod, Alex Singleton, Kanai Muuga, and Barrington Wade. They did bring in veteran Joe Schobert for a visit, so it is possible that George Paton is looking to add depth at the off-ball linebacker position, but I don't anticipate any big-time moves there. Additionally, on defense, the Broncos plan on being in heavy defensive back personnel for a significant chunk of the snaps. I'm not saying that you can just throw a couple of scrubs back there, but spending what precious capital you have for a player who comes with the cost of Roquan Smith isn't the best allocation of resources. I'm curious, Broncos country, what are your thoughts about the team potentially trading for Roquan Smith? I strongly doubt that it will happen personally, but I know that there are probably some of you out there who disagree with me, so drop those comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Be sure to leave a like on this video, as well as subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss when we upload. And while you're at it, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Gage Madrid NFL for even more Denver Broncos coverage. And for now, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out and let's ride.